immune to that. All right, everybody. Hello. Greetings and hi
Wyrm's
once
a legendary
more.
resistance.
I do have a lot of those.
I have 1,000 nukes.
Mm-hmm. I gave them to you. None of them work. Congratulations. How? Do you have the technology? But
Yes.
No, you don't. Again. But anyway, welcome everybody. Welcome to Fall of Avanswell. As Joe was being very silly there, as we were having a kind of like continuing conversation. But yes, we're going to be playing some Pathfinder 2nd Edition today. Of course, I am your host, GM, an all-around person here at Dracovin, ready to lead my players on an amazing adventure and continue in the City in the Sky, where they've run into some issues. But we'll get to that. Because, of course, as per usual, we always start out with a little bit of a question each character, and each character introduces the player, the character, all that kind of stuff, so you know who's here, what they're up to, all those kind of things. So, I did pose a question, an interesting question, which led to some of those things I was saying there. If your character could have a piece of technology from our world, what would it be and how would you use it? Again, that led to an interesting response by Joe. So, why don't we roll some dice and we'll see
Not it.
Go from there.
Okay. Sorry, I was switching my avatar.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I know who's going to be it.
You know? No!
Oh my god!
Wow.
Damn.
Well, Joe and I get a roll.
You do! You get to roll off and see who goes second. Because apparently a 4 wins today.
Okay, I got second.
Alright, Jesse, we turn to you once again, because apparently 4 wins the day.
Yeah.
Somehow, rolling a 4, you still go first. Enjoy your luck.
These are indicative of how we're going to be rolling for the whole session.
True.
Well, at least Ixbanor's second roll was much better.
Yeah, but that's the only good roll that's going to happen. You know that.
Yeah.
Look, I roll the best out of all of us for the most part, but that's not saying a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Hi. I'm Jessie. I'm playing Calder Wrynn, the human gunslinger. I think one piece of like modern technology, or like tech from our world, that Calder would like is like a truck.
Oh, I was
Like a
thinking of
Ford
modern gun.
F-150.
Yeah.
No, he's attached
Like an AK-47.
to his rinky-dink little musket, but I think he would prefer to not walk everywhere. Like, if he could just get, like, a 2016 Nissan Frontier and enough gas to last his lifetime, I think he would be... I think he would be set. The stream is not sponsored by Nissan.
I was going to say, what about just an electric vehicle with solar panels?
That's still, well, I think that's still time consuming because you've let charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you're doing a mission, you let it sit out in the sun, do your mission, it's charged, you go drive to the next one.
That's fair. Well, there's also a chance that Calder could make like an alternative fuel source. He's also more into like combustion engines, I think.
He likes the booms.
He likes booms.
Yep. Well, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. So next we turn towards the question Wyrm.
Yeah, I'm Damned Wyrm, and I play Ixbanor, the awakened animal ferret sorcerer alchemist of what is that place called? Scatherian. There we go, Scatheria.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was like, I just wanted to add another thing, and my brain completely blinked. Well, if I could see into this magical timeline of that lacks the wonder of magic, I would pick probably Bunsen burner, maybe a fume hood. Those both seem very useful.
Practical for your process, like something that, like, you know, a controlled heat source, you know, something that protects you from the mass amounts of horrible chemicals you deal with that you probably are exposing yourself to accidentally, constantly.
I might still have an animal sense of smell if I had a fume hood.
honestly, I see why that could be very useful to kind of pick up something like that. Goes along with your profession, you know? Some more advanced chemistry stuff to go with your alchemy, basically is. Finally, we turn to Joe.
Hey, I am Joe. I play Umbrin Wisespark, the Liminal Fetchling Animist. And probably modern day medical equipment.
Okay.
Because, you know, when you run out of spells,
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's a good point.
sometimes you need practicality.
And there are definitely some industries that you need more powerful magics to deal with, you know. Certainly, I would assume. You know.
Hell, anesthetics. And antibiotics.
There's definitely some things that I can see that, yeah, you because you definitely go on that more healing side, I can see you interested in that. So, neat. Cool. But, alright. So, turning back to the game, if you missed last time, there was some amazing adventures, and it took our cast of characters to a city in the sky, which I'll just, a little bit of thing here. And they were exploring the city in the sky. Effectively, you found your way in, and once you were inside, you discovered that it's a place out of time, if you would. Everything is maintained by a group of like clockwork constructs that keep everything in order, but they just go about their business maybe till the end of time. Hard to say how long they will continue to function. The magic source of this place still seems to be functioning, but each of them seems a little broken, messed up. There does seem to be like something a little wrong with everything here.
Well,
But
they're not connected as they were.
no, they aren't connected with it at all. But it seemed until you asked them, they didn't even notice they weren't connected. You know, it was kind of like just going about your business, not even thinking about it. Anyway, you did such great things as find a nice library, discover a hotel. You met a construct that seems to have been a specific case of something very interesting. One Elise Talk, who goes by Talk, who apparently had in their old age, death, put like an imprint of their soul into one of the metal bodies there, in order to basically help protect their family. I would compare it to, like, if you're thinking Dungeons and Dragons, Forgotten Realms, a Baelnor, you know, the elves that turned to liches to look after their family line, except this was a person that became a partially machine in order to do the same.
I was kind of just thinking Warforged.
Warforged also works
Well-
too, but Warforged doesn't normally have, like, the soul of another person in them. Like,
true.
it was an attempt to continue to watch over things for generations in the future, and unfortunately for Lee's, for Talk, they were left behind with whatever happened. So these thousands of years, they've just been there. Anyway, you found your way to the center of the city, and to the main tower, which you do find, it does seem as though you have to climb that tower, but you don't have a very easy way into the upper reaches of the tower from the base of it. It seems as though you needed, like, permissions or magics in order to get to the higher areas. The lower parts of the tower were separated off from them. You were able to gain access to some passes to maybe look into some things in the library, informed of a possible way that you could get some extra passes beyond that from Talk. And yeah, you were about to head back to the library to look into more stuff when a shadow came over you, and landing on one of the many buildings nearby, far above you, was a massive red dragon. It's
Yeah. I thought you said it was a bit away. Like it wasn't like
Yes, it will be a very good distance away because you have all the
Like
gardens.
a block or two or something.
Yeah, you have like a couple blocks of these like gardens that surround the tower, and like, you know, as I described the gardens, it's got like aquariums, zoos, I'm forgetting the other word there for the
Arboretums.
arboretums, all kinds of things, showing off all kinds of creatures from around the world, and a lot of stuff like that. Still maintained by the automatons, keeping things in good shape. But yeah, so it's kind of just like a good distance away, up above you, just kind of landing and staring at you. A massive dragon that seems to be almost like made of living fire, with red, orange, and yellow scales that seem to be glowing with a shimmer as it kind of just stares down at you. And we'll turn over from the city music to this music here, as we the creature now, seemingly very much so, watches towards you. It has its eyes straight down in your directions. Now again, you are tiny in comparison to this. This creature is massive. It fills the top of one of these buildings. And these buildings were pretty big. As I said, I described them as massive, like, former, like, redwoods almost that have been kind of magically hollowed out into buildings. The tops kind of cleared away mostly. So this thing is, you know, block-sized, can almost be described as. It is huge, it is massive, and it is staring down at you as you exit from the main tower.
I don't know why this made me think of this, but random fact, did you know redwoods actually have their own like micro ecosystems in their tree branches?
Yes, it's really cool about them because they're so large. They help do that a lot more than a lot of even the jungle plants, because some of them do have it too, but usually those are connected together because of all the vines and intertwines and stuff like that. Nature's
Anyway,
cool. Anyway,
Ixbanor reaches into his bag and pulls out a note and starts taking notes and sketches.
Mm-hmm.
Is
We
it?
approach.
Hell no. What do you mean do we approach? Is it? Is that the way we have to go to get back to that lift we took up here?
The way you came in would have been the way it's in the way of now. It doesn't mean you couldn't head to
Oh.
other areas of the city, but you would basically, like, towards where your hotel was and towards the library is past it.
Yeah.
Again, it is a massive city, so there could be other areas to go to, but yeah, the areas you're heading towards are beyond it.
Yeah. Well, that's rough.
I mean, we don't know that it's threatening. It might just be curious why we're here.
It seems more of a passive threat, honestly. Like a I'm watching you kind of thing.
Yeah. I don't want to deal with that, if I'm being completely honest.
I agree. Although I'm happy to study it from this distance.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking maybe we could just talk to it and see what it might want.
I mean, you're free to, I suppose. Or, consider this. We could just live up here. We don't have to, leave or interact with it in any way.
Ixbanor pulls out a spyglass.
What the fuck? Yeah, fair enough, I guess. We could just, live our, settle up here, live our lives, and just never go near the dragon, I think.
I'm gonna turn to our friend. Do you know who this creature is?
Not quite. That is one of the children of the sun. That's a way we refer to them very often. They are akin to angels of the sun god, protectors of the sky. one of that size is perhaps one of the most ancient ones. I had only seen a few that were much smaller in my heyday. Much smaller. And they were rare, too. As much as we were people that were the direct connections to our great lord and deity. We weren't the only things under its purview.
You think it would be threatening to us?
I don't know. Unfortunately, since my experience with them is small, I can't say for sure if it's a threat or not.
What would it be eating up here?
I mean, I imagine it just comes up here freely, doesn't it? Maybe it just goes down to feed.
It flies, so
Yeah.
and we saw a shadow down when we were in the plains. It could have been this creature.
Did we?
Yes. We saw a
That's-
large shadow pass overhead.
Oh yeah, and we thought it was a
that
rock.
one night.
I remember.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. Can my character like try and recall to see if like it would match the size of this creature?
Possibly. This would be probably a little larger than a rock, most certainly. But it is a very large creature similar to it in many ways. You didn't have
We didn't
really
know
a
what it
chance to
was.
see what kind of shadow it was or watch for very long, so you don't know for sure. Yeah, what it would have been.
I mean, yeah. Well, I thought you said it passed in front of the moon.
Yeah,
Yes.
so
And it
yeah,
blocked the moon.
it blocked the moon. So again, like big, it happened to block the moon from the angle it was to you, but that doesn't.
Yeah.
It didn't really give you an idea of what it would have been.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying this could have been what passed overhead.
So it's been watching us for a while, is what you're trying to say.
Possibly. If it's the same creature, we don't know. There would only be one way to find out.
No. I guess if it wanted to kill us, we'd be dead already.
The creature will the dragon will kind of rear back for a second and seemingly take a deep breath before a echo will go across the entire area ahead of you. Do any of you speak Draconic?
Let me check.
No.
No.
Okay. It will bellow something out in a language that seems to echo through your very minds and heads, kind of ringing and echoing in you. A voice that is incredibly loud and seems to make everything shake around you.
Haven't
We don't
used
understand.
Translate today, if need be.
Can we even talk to that thing?
I mean, he has his tongue spell.
I translate.
There, I guess. Well, I guess if we're gonna, we might as well go then.
Is that what it's called in
Let's see. It lasts 1 hour, so
Alright,
we'll cast translate.
I'll translate. I don't know why I was thinking it was still called tongues.
All right, you will cast Translate, and then again that voice will boom out with the words, "Insects."
What was the first word? I heard something insects.
Well, insects.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
insect.
Yeah,
Like it already
imagine,
said
like,
something to you and was
well, what are you
expecting-
gonna do?
Yeah, like you
Could
know.
you repeat yourself? We didn't understand the first time. We have to use magic to understand your tongue. Yell
Since
back.
none of you learn the scripts and ways. Well, insects of the world below, fouling up this city, this sacred place with your presence. Not realizing the language of old is not your arcane writings.
I cast Bullhorn. I mean, that way I can talk normally without having to shout.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've seen the written of it. It's just not super common. Actually, wait, that is a question. Is, like, Draconic the magic language in your world?
Yes and no. I would say that the general magic script is based upon Draconic, but it is different. But it also would be, like, not pronounced the same, I would say.
Okay, so it's almost like a,
Like a sister tongue.
Yeah.
yeah.
It would kind of be like Latin to Italian, maybe. Like, you know, you use Italian, but he's speaking Latin, kind of thing, like that.
All right.
There might be some similarities, but it's not the same.
Right.
But that would be for the magical script, which again, like, you're not necessarily using the full, like, it's the writing, but not maybe even the pronunciations or the words. You could even be using, like, translated into more your language versions of the same spells. It's not the language it made it, it's the, you know, like, combination of the things that, you know, draw the magic.
I mean, kind of. I mean, some of the words you say are familiar, but I mean, some differences.
A small morsel, a spine to use to pick my nails and teeth.
I'm surprised you can even see me from there.
That's a good ass.
We don't
do you-
mean to offend. We were sent here by the goddess.
It will make a noise, which you're not quite sure because it's going to echo and be very strange and loud, but you think it's actually, like, laughing at you for a second when you say that. Your words as a insect mean very little. You have stepped upon sacred ground cut off to your kind. Slaughterers, murderers, defilers who turned against the very gods. Your gods you stuck with long ago betrayed you, as you betrayed them. Worms.
What is with this ancestral hate?
What the hell is this guy talking about?
Talk will kind of chime in. I do believe that it refers to the fact that, and I am aware of this, your species are most likely of the other ground kind. Yes, you did go to war with my people and our cousins and drove us from your world.
I know. I know
I
what
didn't.
our ancestors did.
This
Well,
is news to me.
their
We are-
ancestors did.
That is,
We are not our ancestors.
yeah, that is like way beyond the scope of my knowledge.
And that would
I
be
just-
my ancestors' ancestors.
I just walk around and steal garbage from people, allegedly. Well,
Allegedly. I don't know.
never been convicted in a court of law yet. Oh man. I mean, can we really be held to the same standards of people like, what, like 10,000 years ago? I don't think that's very fair.
Look,
We're
I
just
can understand.
Guys,
I can understand the people who are, still acting defiantly in all of this, but we're not that well. Like, what is with all of this? We're here to help people. Why does everyone have a problem with that?
Can I do to prove that I have talked to the goddess? What evidence could I give you?
While you speak a truth that you are not your ancestors, the sheer fact is, I have not seen in my observations that any of you have learned any lessons from that time. You still slaughter and maim and enslave each other, torment each other, do things more horrible to each other. My kind long abandon you. Foul creatures that just destroy themselves.
Well, while
Can't
I
hold
don't
us to the standard of an entire species. That's not fair.
While I don't disagree with your assessment of humans in general,
What?
I feel like our group should not be counted in among them without any sort of, well,
It's like, actually, we've killed a lot of people.
I just seek a way to save my people. I do not wish to do harm to anyone unless it's in self-defense.
Yeah. I've only ever killed in self-defense except for that one time.
I'm not even descended from the same thing as them. I'm descended from a ferret.
Okay. Nice cop-out. If you think about it, I'm actually technically not with these guys.
I'm
if you wanna
twice
kill them-
removed from these ancestors you speak
Yeah.
of.
Like, if you want to kill them, that's
you're
okay.
the closest.
Like,
You're the closest, Calder.
I like how we all just devolved into blaming each other. When did that
Sellouts.
happen?
Benedict Arnold, I'm riding with a couple of turncoats.
And poor Talas, I mean, he's not even.
Oh yeah, that's a really good point. Well, actually, I don't have to. Well, half orc.
Wasn't he full orc?
Oh, is
Yeah,
he
he's full
full orc?
orc.
I thought it was
Yeah.
half orc.
Yep, he is full orc.
Oh.
And his people have
he's-
not been treated well.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's
half
even
orc.
further then.
Yeah.
He's half orc, half orc.
Yeah. That's a lot of orc.
Uh,
It's dangerous.
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe he's half shork.
I don't understand half of what's going on half the
I
time.
mean,
you know.
At the very least, the sun deity offered us this path.
You have managed to soil your feet into this place. An impressive feat for any of your kind. Something that I truly had not thought would come to pass for eons, perhaps until they proved themselves once more. So, I will say unto you, if there is truth in your words, then do with action rather than just petty, petty words. The tower awaits you. Find your way in.
That's what I'm
I
trying to.
will watch.
Oh, that's good. I thought you were gonna try and stop us. Okay. Woo! That's one worry gone.
Again, there'll be that chuckling.
You might still. Don't push it.
He won't respond, but he will have that kind of chuckling again to your, well, again, you're not going to stop us response.
He might still kill us. Don't provoke him. To the tower then.
I mean, we could just start, but we also kind of wanted to look for more information.
You wanted to find a way in.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point.
Oh yeah, true.
We wanted to go to the library to find more information on the tower and a possible way in.
Yes.
Yeah, potentially. I think I wanted to look for a map of the underground stuff to get to another spot inside the tower, but also that still might not be great because it doesn't take us very high.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got that access card now, right?
Yeah, so we can actually look at some things, but not
You
all
can
of it.
access
So,
2 levels of the library, basically, of
yeah.
information.
Yeah.
Again, there was 4 levels of information in the library, and the 4th level might have some things at the library, but most likely would not. That was kind of for the effective rulers of the city on the religious side. Because it does seem like the religion's very important, but there's a ruling caste of the city, and then a ruling caste of the religious order that's here too.
Yeah.
I would like to get information on the religion. Because I think that might play a part of being able to get into the tower too.
Anyway, the dragon will then take flight and disappear into the sky, heading up and out of sight, beyond the massive flaming sphere high above you.
Oh, dang it. I'm so nervous. I forgot to ask him what his diet consisted of. Dang it. Research opportunity wasted.
I hope we don't see him again.
I
Probably
kinda-
ferrets.
Most do.
I don't know, it's a tiny morsel. I don't know.
Lots of
Well,
them.
I don't think I fell in
Calmness
love
kind of
quite that
falls
well.
over everything as your encounter with the dragon ends. And the entire place seems to kind of come back down to a quiet. Nothing else seemed to have stopped what it was doing. Though you will hear some strange noises coming from various places in the gardens and zoos and stuff like that. Seems as though loud booming voice may have disturbed some animals. Just gonna say.
Yeah.
You might be, your kind might be hors d'oeuvres to it.
Also, also, my verse can be heard by everyone within 120 feet, 1,200 feet.
Alright.
Well, let's get to the library. If we get there if you access in less than an hour, you'll be able to have sub translations until it wears off.
Oh, true.
Alright. You can find your way once again to the library. And I have to get a call here. Hopefully it's nothing, but I'm going to mute on stream.
Okay.
Suddenly, the dragon comes crashing down. Its belly bursts open, and
Okay.
millions of
Candy
gold pops
So,
out.
something
I
that
was
can
gonna
wait
say
until
candy
our
pops out.
break, basically.
Rich.
But, so I'll have to do on break. So okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
It's okay. I just narrated the dragon dying.
yeah.
And it resurrects and becomes 2 dragons.
We've already killed the Dreadlord while you were gone. Campaigns there.
Anyway,
I swear. I'm
you'll
not
find your way
schizophrenic.
once again back to the library. Again, you kind of know your way around the various streets and places of the city at this point in time, and can navigate your way. Whether or not there is some kind of faster travel system here, you don't know, and you haven't asked, so you'll just manually walk there. Not that you would have thought to ask about that kind of thing, probably.
I open up the map and I click on the library. Do we just instantly black out and then appear in front of it?
Technically, no, but narratively, yes. Technically, you walk there, but narratively, yeah, you just teleport there. Anyway, so you'll arrive once more at the library and be able to find your way in. With the pass, you have access now to 3 of the elevators. I guess you want to take the one to the level 2 area or the level 1 one?
He's the only one who can. Calder's the only one who can get into the level 2, right?
You could
Nice.
theoretically
Am I
take the
allowed to
rest
bring
of you
people?
with you, theoretically.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like remember, they're like elevators, so it's just we're all in the elevator when he goes.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wasn't sure if you could take people with him or not.
The one at the entryway doesn't seem to say anything and just says use your pass on the elevator. So it's I guess maybe
Okay.
Talk can inform you that it should work to get us all in there, but only Calder would be able to take copies of any books from there. That book permission that you had for the other area, that works for everybody, but only someone with the pass can get them up here in this area.
Do we have any time left on the translate spell?
I'll save a little bit of time left over. We'll say it took you like half the spell's time to get back. So you've had about
Okay, so half hour.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we get up there, I'm going to ask the librarian personally for any texts on the sun goddess.
How many did you prepare today?
I only have one casting of it.
Would you not have prepared more?
I could have replaced my other attack spell with it and had another casting. I could.
Honestly, might be worth it because I don't expect us to get into a fight until we get to the tower.
Honestly speaking, you guys could have gotten to a fight plenty of times, and you usually choose not to, which I'm okay with. If you guys want to get into a fight, the option exists. Often.
And even so, like, we have other options, and I doubt it'll be, a super difficult fight. Could be, but that's just my speculation. I think information is more important, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
You could even just do
I'll
one
just-
third, and then also have like one, for you if we need
well,
it.
third though, yeah, would only be personal.
Yep.
Or one creature. It's
Yeah.
fourth that I can do multiple creatures.
Yeah, but I feel like even that's more.
Well, actually, the thing is, I could do.
adequate.
Well, it doesn't even meet. I could actually do it as the base spell because third just lets me also speak it, which I don't need for.
For translations, yeah. Very true.
Yeah, let me just fix that real quick. I can just do it.
Mhm.
I can replace my 2 second ranks with those.
Because I just feel like it'll be good to have like us to have a bit of extra.
Yeah. The question is, who do I cast them on?
Well, when we need it, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Well, I'm gonna ask for religious texts.
Certainly speaking, you can be directed to an area of a number of religious texts and such. Most of them, actually, the librarian of this area will kind of be like, "What sort of texts do you require?"
A text about the sun goddess, practices, rites.
You wish for a holy text or one
Yes.
detailing the cosmology or something different? A copy of the holy text does exist in the library. I may direct you to it.
Yeah. I'll start with the holy text.
Okay, you can be directed
See what
to
I
the
can
holy
glean
text.
of that
Yeah,
first.
sure.
do you have, by any chance, some, like records of layouts of the underground?
Do you require business directives or business directives are available? Other directives are unfortunately not.
You by business directives is so basically like the business element of the Undercity.
Yes. The various businesses.
You get the yellow pages of the Undercity.
Yeah.
You know what? Good. That's better. You know what? I'll take it.
I'll just tell you, the underground here isn't like a labyrinth of necessarily like sewers and stuff like that. A lot of it is support things. Like a lot of these buildings here are pretty simple. It'd be like the the farms and stuff are down there in the underneath where they're like using magic to basically like grow and supply things and stuff like that, and all the other stuff that processes and makes raw materials for the city. Granted, it's not perfect, and in its heyday probably would have required things to be brought into the city still too. But there is a level of supplies that are maintained here through a lot of the underground here. Also, like some like various things of like manufacturing. There seems to be an area where the constructs bodies are maintained and built and stuff like that. So
yeah. I mean, I'm just, I kind of figured that. I actually kind of was picturing residential and maybe some like, and like that kind of stuff being above ground and like businesses and like, industrial stuff being under.
It is very much so. Like a lot of the businesses that are up here are more like the, like I want to go to the hotel. I want to go to the nice restaurant. I want to go shopping for some clothes or something like that. It's a lot more of the, storefront stuff is much more on the surface and restaurant. You are quite correct about that. Like the Undercity is the more industrial area.
Okay. But yeah, I'm just gonna try and piece together the kind of map, any kind of thing I can from what I can have.
Yeah.
There's always ways to piece things together from negative space as well.
We can get some information. Cool. Anybody else asking for any kind of books or anything like that?
Any more chemical tomes, I guess.
There will be some more advanced tomes here. I'd put this at like, you probably have beginner stuff for their society early on. This would probably be like mid-level, like alchemical tomes.
Okay.
So probably like it'd be the kind of thing that around, I'm gonna say like equivalent around where you would learn in your level. Like that's the kind of stuff that you deal with in this kind of thing here.
Gotcha.
So it's like, a formula for something that you have to be like, like a 9th level formula would be like around this, area here, or, rather than like the much more higher levels and stuff. Okay, cool. Anyway, again, with the magic, you're able to get some ideas about stuff on top of the formulas, and that actually, like, with the magic active, even for a little while, you're able to piece together some parts of, like, their formulas that if you want to make notes on that, you probably could, and be able to, again, because it's a lot of, like, mathematical, chemical formulas and kind of things like that, you can generally get a, translation of, like, what it means for like your brain afterwards. Like you can make a couple of notes, and then if you would compare it after the spell would be end, you'd start to have an idea of what these things mean. It's not perfect, but you could use that to start understanding that.
Yeah, that's about what I'll be doing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So Joe, good old Umbrin.
Yes.
What are you trying to find within the text? I just want to ask that there, just a little bit there, because it'll depend on what you want. It depends on how we'll go about that.
I'm thinking like religious rites.
You can definitely dive into that. There are many different rites that exist within the religion. It's a basic religion. There of course is the depths of the creation myths that exist within there. There is various rules and laws and kind of things like that. You do get the sense from reading it, it is a book onto its own, but almost in sometimes feels like it is half a book in certain aspects, which things are discussed. It is very unusual.
So I might need the cosmology probably then as well.
Possibly.
To try to piece things together.
True.
Go ahead.
Is there a particular rite you'd be looking for?
See, that's when I'm not sure, because I'm not sure what we're going to run into in the tower.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get like an overall understanding, so if we come across something in the tower that might reference something that I haven't at least a idea on. And that's the problem, is where I'm trying to figure out what exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe if I read the cosmology as well, it might put more context to what we're.
If you grab the cosmology book, I can kind of break down, generally speaking, it delves into a lot of things on the, esoterics of the creation of the universe and kind of stuff like that. It does kind of speak of, the creation of the universe, the rise of the twin gods, which were the first incarnations of the universe itself, that brought, the ground, the sky, the world itself came together. And then as the world developed, more incarnations of the universe came into being. More gods appeared. It's that entire thing of the tale of it. But the first two were revealed as the beginners, the overseers of all that was there. And so the universe found a balance between it, and the various creatures that would be connected to each of the pantheons came into being. And then also we'll get into the cosmology of the, outer planes and such like that, and kind of go into that.
Is it? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was about to say, you should definitely look into, I feel like your character could look into, the kind of ritualistic side of the society, and basically, if we need to, behave in the right way to, get past something in the tower, it might be, good to have that kind of societal knowledge.
Yeah, I was also going to say, maybe, is there any information on rites of, on how to be, how to become clergy, or how the clergy ascends to different levels?
There would be nothing in the book here, either of the books you have. Again, the cosmology book is a general cosmology book, it's you,
Right.
Hey, I know the planes, kind of things like that, plus I know some other details. Then the other book, as we kind of talk about it, it is a religious text, but it is a lot more on behaviors, recognizing servants of the divine, various rituals that you can do. The actual clergy or process behind that really isn't defined in there, at very least.
Okay. Does at least the first one have general practices of holy days maybe, or certain rituals?
Yeah. There certainly are holy days. There are a number that seem to be defined in there that you could look into. Most of them seem to be connected to various what you assume are connections to events that are supposed to be towards the creation of the universe in many ways. The one that seems to be most revered, or is the top of them of all, seems to be connected to a date to celebrate the new year, which also celebrates the creation of all, as if the years track when everything began to exist in many ways. That one will be a holiday that seems to be matched with perhaps more than just the sky deed.
Okay, yeah. Well, that makes sense. I mean, creation of the universe would concern all the religions.
Anything else you're kind of looking into with that, or is there anything else anybody else is looking into at the moment with this stuff?
I mean, so yeah, I'm just trying to piece together basically basically a map of the Undercity. I'll probably be taking notes on where things are. One thing I did want to see if I could find was that laboratory that Talk mentioned.
All right. If
Good
you would
point.
speak with Talk and compare the material, I'm willing to check for that because Talk can provide you some basic information, and then you have the, of course, map
Book
out
to
there.
reference.
Yes.
Academia lore tends to be anything in libraries, but also society might also be appropriate. I don't know.
Because this is more like map reading, maybe society would be the best one here. Yeah, give me a society check. It's map reading. We'll call it that.
Okay,
All right.
not bad.
Unfortunately, you don't have a perfect idea, but you generally have an idea and can kind of zero in on the area you're in. It might still take you some time searching around the area, especially if this place is supposed to be like something a little bit more private or cut off. From the sounds of it, it's kind of like someone that would have had city approval, but perhaps were doing things that were a little bit more less public approval.
So it was in a shady part of the Undercity.
Yeah. I mean, Talk doesn't talk a bit bad, but just by description, you get the feeling that someone experimenting with transferring souls from into a fake body, sounds like that's probably not necessarily looked on probably pretty well.
Okay. So yeah, but shady doesn't necessarily there could be actually a very nice shady part of places.
Again,
There's the
there's like a pretty decent region where there isn't a lot defined on your map. That seems to be the area of it. It's still a little large, and again, you probably have to search the area, but you have at least zeroed it in. And maybe with some more information, you could zero in more. But you've at least made it easier to find.
Okay, and what do I find anything underneath the tower? Like, are there any businesses nearby? Is that a popular area? Is it is there an exclusion zone around the tower, or how does that look?
The tower itself, kind of, but both does and does not have an exclusion zone. By what I mean is, it seems as that none of the main kind of connector tunnels that are on your map seem to head to the tower, but the tower does have an area underneath it that seems to be a number of small business and stuff. Looking into it, it looks as though the businesses that are under the tower probably seem to be things that would basically be for the tower. You're kind of in the middle of the city and have to go through the entire thing. So there's a number of cafes, restaurants, and kind of small places that would be basically, you need to take a break, you can go down there under the tower, outside of the normal business, into an area where businesses are logical, but they are cut off still to a degree. There does seem to be a very much dead zone under the area of all the gardens, zoos, and arboretums and stuff like that.
Okay. So kind of. When you say a dead zone in the gardens around the tower, or are you saying the gardens that are near the tower? And
that circle of gardens, zoos, and arboretums that surround the tower, underneath there is not really defined on the map. There are a couple of things that go into there, but they don't. But a lot of that is not on the map you have.
Got it.
Low adventure.
One thing I'm gonna look at, is there any mass transit systems in the Undercity?
A very good question. To answer you, here's the question: would you be able to understand or recognize what a mass transit system is?
So, here's the thing: carts that take people places along roads were still a thing. There were basically horse taxis back in the day.
Yeah.
But when it comes to a subway, not necessarily, obviously. But I'm just wondering if there seems to be a thing but you can still kind of see this is a place
there
where
is
you
something
can get
maybe
a ride
unusual
somewhere. Is more what I was thinking. If I can read the language, but then again, if it's labeled subway and instead of transport station, then yeah, I'm gonna have a hard time.
Yeah. Give me another society check for this one. This one might be a little more difficult, but maybe you can see something if it's there or not. This is Unfortunately, I'm
Outside
just going
voice.
to say you kind of take a look at it, and you're. If there is some kind of maybe like even if you're thinking maybe like is there a taxi service? The city's pretty large, you know, like if there's something
Yeah.
like that, and especially because you've seen a lot of constructs, you could assume maybe like
Yeah.
some kind of construct-based taxi service might still be running, but you're like, but you can't
Yeah.
see anything here, so you're like, well, if there is some kind of like construct that drags a taxi around, that might be easier.
Co-
You don't see it.
Yeah. It's a construct pulling a rickshaw. Come on.
Yeah.
How does that not exist?
It's a
Exactly.
construct rickshaw.
The construct is the rickshaw.
Yes.
Anyway, right. So, anything else anybody wants to research at the moment here? There certainly is probably more questions that could be asked and more things that could be looked into. But I'm curious as to what else any of you would like to search around for at an adventure.
Nothing that I can think of in particular.
Weirdo. You're a weirdo.
Is there any books on like specific like religious phrases that are used commonly?
Like, you want like a language book?
Not just like certain like basic prayers or
Actually,
something like that.
Or like a
There's
prayer
one
book?
thing I want to.
Yeah.
Can I find a Draconic Elven translation dictionary?
I will tell you, no, not
fair.
directly. You would be able to find translations from the language here into either Draconic or Elven, and like some like translation guides.
Oh, like so you wait. So from this language into Draconic's, what you said?
Yes, and this language in Elven, you can find both of those.
Yeah. Well,
That's
we
a
have the ones to Elven. We made
Yeah.
copies of them, but
Yeah.
the big. I don't know why, but I feel like this is the one time that where penalties would compound.
It would be from one language to another to another. it's the throwing something-
-2 for
Yeah.
because it's a -2 to like, you know, social and reading and stuff for using the translation book,
Yeah.
and so I presume that would be a -4 for using
it's
the table.
it's throwing something into Google Translate multiple times and seeing what comes out. You know, it's that kind of
Oh
thing.
god,
It's
that's never a good thing.
It's slightly better than that because you as a person can pick rather than Google picking for you, which is why it gets so wild.
True. Doesn't mean it's not going to get a little wild, but yeah.
No, that's why I think like totally compounding for that is actually makes a lot of sense, making it -4.
So, all right.
We'll just save translate for dragon. Well, not save, but there was one other thing I wanted to look at. Was it? Oh yeah, I just wanted to see if they have any books about sun dragons. Or that type of dragon. If I could find out what type of dragon it was, because I say sun dragon, that's
Oh.
because we used to call
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So, there would be a book on the various dragon types. They'll kind of detail probably all the common dragon types and what the kind of things they're connected with. Some of them seem to be kind of connected with natural elements, other ones with specific deities, some with, it seems like, even certain planes of existence. You know, like some of the subplanes around you, like the heavens and nirvana and hell and stuff like that. But from what you can best tell from looking through here, because it's not going to go into like super detail here, it's kind of like a guide to dragons, knowing the basic information.
I just want to know what kind it is. And
Yeah,
like,
it's a
what it can
cinder
do.
dragon.
Okay.
So,
Is there any prayer books?
I was trying to think if there's any prayer books. I'm gonna say no prayer books. The librarian will kind of invite you. Books like that would usually be kept in any kind of temple or within under the call of religious individuals. Other than a copy of the generalized Bible for studies, there would be no reason academically to keep something like that here. Forgiveness.
Could you tell me where in the city that is a church that we could find?
Within this city, the main church is oftentimes associated with the Grand Tower, though there are some satellite places where clergy members would go up, and he will detail a number of buildings in which there are basically rooftop churches, basically in the upper areas of the tree, where you would find stuff.
That might be worth visiting at some point. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else asking right now?
I have a question out of game, technically.
Ooh, out of game, you say? Well, I might be able to answer. Within game.
So, with the cosmology book,
Mm-hmm.
I already have planar rift lore.
Ooh.
If I studied that, could it, like, if I got a copy of it and took time to study it, could I go from can I basically go from being trained in it to expert?
Lores are a little bit more open-ended because they are just information sources.
Yeah, I mean, you can literally pick up a feat to auto-level them.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
just
just saying, like...
since I have access to this book, would it be possible to...
I'm just saying they're not considered as...
Or at least...
valuable.
Yeah, I'm saying maybe, like, at least,
I
like,
think-
specifically for this cosmology.
Yes. I think for your cosmology and trying to identify more when it comes to planar, sure. If you had enough time to study this, it might require, like... I'm not gonna lie. It's like a couple of weeks, probably, of study kind of thing. It'll be time-consuming. But yes, if you have access to it, you could learn it if you wanted to. If you wanted to get a copy of it, it kind of would plan for that. Not unlikely in this game, but improbable, we'll kind of say here, too.
Yeah. It's more just something my character would be interested
Yes. And that's perfectly
in
fine.
studying.
I'm gonna ask one of the librarians. Is there anything underneath this section of the city? I'm gonna say, like, just because I said I was making a map of the kind of undercity.
Yeah.
Kind of in my own notebook.
Which area of the city you're pointing out?
The area underneath the tower, basically.
Say for the businesses that are used at the tower to support the various people there, so they do not need to travel into the city for lunches, small breaks, or snacks. There is very little that is below the tower directly that is accessible to the general public. If you are looking into the area beneath the gardens around the tower, most of that is dedicated to producing materials to supply the garden. Things for the various animals and creatures that are kept there, various things to help maintain the plants, and it tends to be kept away as much more of a practical work area. Usually only automata such as myself are allowed in those areas, or workers that are required to help maintain it.
And are there I couldn't find any maps in this level. Are there maps in other levels about this area?
Most areas that are much more for work-based would be used for government materials. Some would be kept in level... There will probably be copies kept in this library in level 3 for things that would require construction, blueprints, or activities. Those may not be completely up to date, though. Apologies. If you were able to access level 3 of the library, you might be able to find something. But I cannot guarantee that it would be the most to date. Basically, yes, there is a copy up higher level, but it would be assuming that if you are a level 3, you're probably doing things like, I need to, renovate a building. I need to, construct something new. I need to reference that for doing, blueprints and stuff like that. And, yeah, not the most
Okay.
up to date.
Well, it says not up to date, but in my mind, it's probably thinking it has not been updated in 90,000 years. Therefore, it is not up to date.
I mean, you're not wrong, because it has been quite a while since it has been updated. So, yeah, it's a little probably old for multiple reasons. Anyway. Right. Anything else you want to ask right now? Or have you completed finding out all the information you need at this location?
Something I want to look at. Okay, so these elevators, is it
Mhm.
just like a shaft that's open that the flower things go up and down, or do like parts of it open and close?
The plants themselves kind of grow up through the center of the shaft, and then kind of seemingly kind of fill it up, and then go back, and then kind of go back down. It does seem as though it's been staying here as long as you're here. It hasn't moved. So, other than you interacting with it, you're not sure how it works.
More my point is the shaft open?
Technically, yes. You
Well,
were
and again,
instructed to a separate one of these flowers when you used the different card, but all of them seem to go just up and be vertical shafts.
Does the one we're at go higher? Does it look like it goes higher? Does it look like there's an opening higher up?
There's an opening above there. How high it goes, you're not sure. With the weird travel, it is kind of hard to tell really how far into the building you're going a lot of times.
So basically, it's a lot higher. So basically, these elevators actually go very high. There's a lot of.
Yes.
Oh yeah, because you said that they're. Okay, because they're built in the empty spaces where the tree kind of allows it, meaning not all the space is occupied by building.
Yes.
Okay.
The buildings take advantage of the areas of the tree that they can take advantage of. It relies on the structural integrity of the tree to figure out where you kind of build in places in a lot of ways.
Okay. Well, if we want to try and get higher spots, I could definitely take a look.
Yeah, but that also might cause problems if we're not.
Might.
Wouldn't necessarily recommend it. The fact is that if you're going up there, the librarians may not interfere with you thinking that you're allowed there, but also they might see the fact that the elevator didn't bring you up there, find reason to either send for security or such.
I mean, they don't have to see me.
You don't think they're gonna have security measures?
I mean, how many people try and break into a library?
I don't know. This was a really advanced people. Maybe they had, maybe the common man had access to such magics, and they wanted to make sure people wouldn't get into places they weren't supposed to.
Fine, we'll consider it a last resort. Why are you dissuading me? Never mind.
Don't get me wrong. I wanna break into places and steal stuff as much as anyone. But I don't want to die. There could be all sorts of crazy stuff up there.
You have technically seen security constructs along your way, and they did not look pleasant, in all your travels through here. They were like hulking, like large-sized, brutish things that seemed to be kind of patrolling the city too.
Yeah.
Beyond the normal workers. So there is security in the town.
Yep.
It has a presence.
I know. I just also figure that their network is down, meaning they can't call for help in the same way.
I mean, that may be true, but like even there's the chance that even like one or two individuals could still be a huge threat.
That's true.
Unfortunately, we just don't have the capabilities to assess the threat levels of them. Without starting a fight.
Yeah. It's
That's
just
the only really way to do it, and
got it. Last resort.
Yeah.
Or at least slightly farther down the line.
Yeah.
also if we find this lab to change our friend back, maybe the lab owner might have had a higher level card that we could reassign the signature to.
It's possible.
I mean, I would think someone who would possess such magics probably would be someone of import.
Yeah, given what I was reading, maybe not actually. Seemed kind of be a not well reputed activity.
Doesn't mean he isn't a known person in the city. It's just maybe he keeps that activity under wraps.
Fair.
There was, unfortunately, beliefs within our city that perhaps it would not have gone over the process for myself. I did not consider it as much, but it is true. The ideas of immortality or elongating one's life were not necessarily against beliefs, but it tended to be frowned upon, disrupting the natural cycle of things in many ways. It is assumed that all would eventually become one with the Creator at some point in time. A thought that was oftentimes meant that going against that was frowned. Myself, I gained a change for purpose. While there was hesitancy, the job I did with my consciousness made me almost an exception. I chose to work with my time. I chose to serve. And actions like that would mean that would be more allowed.
You weren't doing it for selfish reasons.
Yes, and oftentimes, though, it must be proven through much action rather than just words. So, oftentimes those that pursued directions that would alter the course of one's life, whether through elongating it or perhaps even making it, as I am nigh immortal, means that those that research or go down those magical paths are oftentimes looked at with an extra eye. Hence why the laboratory was kept in a place where it was out of the sight. There are those that within the society recognize the need for importance of this. One like myself, who was created as a prototype, I volunteered for this to serve my family in the generations to come. I put in the time. I performed my job. I was watching over my family at the hotel. But I did forget many things in the process, too. Perhaps it was on purpose, perhaps it was not. Certain elements of my mind were lost during the transition. So much of my memory that remains now is of my time at my post. My time as a living creature is fractured, gone. Not entirely, but partially. It's another reason why things like this are feared.
Well, I think we should start with trying to find this laboratory.
Yeah.
Even if
Maybe
you do not decide to take the path I suggested, there may be information, or as you said, something that could allow us to get more access there.
Yeah. I think it's a good start. You know, I am surprised you guys don't have any transportation carriages for people.
There are processes that move this one around the city quicker, but I'm unaware if any of them are currently active.
Oh.
One that I'm fairly certain is not active is the teleportation network. Unfortunately, it would have been connected in with the network similar to the one that is used by mechanical people like myself, the connection that they all share. It was implied that it was down. I don't feel it the same way, but you mentioned that.
Yes.
The networks run similarly, the same kind of magic, through the same kind of place. I would be surprised if one is down and the other not. Circles of teleportation that would allow one to travel to more important locations, key locations throughout the city. The underground does have some ways of moving too. Something a little bit more mechanical, manual. But if there's need for transport, I perhaps could find us a way to one of them.
I mean, if it's just faster to get around, you know, it'd be nice, but it's also fine if we have to walk.
Most times, most individuals usually just walked portions of the city as we didn't need to travel great distances across it, only for certain jobs or uses. Then there was a network beyond the teleportation circles, but in the underground. Talk will actually point out there's a number of these concentric circles that you thought were just passages between there, and Talk will imply that they are a transportation network of some kind.
Oh.
Effectively, you almost have to think of it like the city is built almost radially, with various radians of like the circle that it is being like you live in amongst that area usually and have a lot of your stuff connected to that. So you don't really need to fast travel. You're traveling maybe a couple of blocks of walking places, you know. And if you need to travel some places, you might go to the teleporter. But if there's a need for specific things, there is a underground network of like, you know, some kind of thing. What it is, Talk didn't tell you. But there's a fast travel that way too. That goes in between the radiants. Yes, you found out about a fast travel system. Technically two.
Well, one that's functional.
One that
How
might
far
be
away?
functional.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the question is, how far away is this laboratory? Like, is it like an hour walk away or like a 4-hour walk away? You know?
The area that you would explore is a pretty decent like area, but if you're just traveling to it, you could probably get there in like actually, again, let's find out how long away it is. I'll roll to see how much it is. Roll me a d8.
Ooh.
We're gonna say you're in Radiant 1. Find out what Radiant it's in, basically, from 1 to
Like
8.
a D8. Like a D8.
Ouch.
7 is a little bit away, so it would probably, let's say, like be an hour away on foot.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, that's not.
in a massive like former metropolis, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be a lot worse.
So yeah. You can make it into the area in about an hour, and then it's just trying to navigate your way into the underground and figure out where to go from there.
Cool.
Which you have a general idea, not a perfect idea. I still need some checks.
But what books do we want to take out first?
Good question. You get 2.
Yes.
Yeah. I definitely want my chemistry book.
I'm guessing we're going to need the underground book too.
Well, I was piecing together several things.
Oh.
I was just getting a map out of like different sections of maps from the city. You
Yeah.
know?
Basically,
Okay.
like Ixbanor took a bunch of different like various maps and was comparing and contrasting them to figure out stuff.
Okay. Well, then, if I could have the
And noting them down in my notebook, so I actually have-
cosmology book, so I can
Sure.
study that in my own time.
Cool. Yeah, you can have a general cosmology book and a intermediate chemistry book, basically.
Which is good for 2 people in the party, so.
Yeah.
True.
I guess I won't get my dragon book.
We'll see if we can
I
get it
already
next
got all
time.
the information I needed anyway, but still.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could also talk to our friend. He might, what they eat, perhaps.
Well, again, I was just more like, it's
I-
more for the principle of future study.
I was just picking on you. I didn't get to ask him what he ate.
Yeah, well,
You probably would have asked him that, and he would have said you and took a chomp.
You do look mighty delicious. Tiny, mighty delicious.
You're an
Little snack.
appetizer.
Yeah. A piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Anyway, all right. So I guess you're heading for the area where the laboratory will be. Yes?
yes.
Okay. Why don't we take a break then? And then we can get to trying to find that laboratory when we return. So let me do that to there and turn this back on there. And then we'll say, if you need a snack, drink, or bathroom break, which I'm going to go do what I need to do when I got the call about earlier, and we'll be back in a little bit. So, see you all soon. I dared to stop the cat. She got her pets. Now she returns to sleep, even though she keeps looking up towards us, like as I'm speaking about her. But anyway, welcome back, everybody. All right. Let us get back into it as you're heading for the underground. So let me turn that one off here and go like this.
Is it the London Underground?
No, it is the underground parts of the city, and parts of the city that are probably not necessarily open towards the public. I would say, like, in general, it's not as though you're necessarily trespassing. But traditionally, this is probably the area of the city that it would be specific workers or people that had a job here to do. Not where people are going towards one of the various many businesses and such that support it. And probably even now, the only people that, or things that head down here are the mechanical beings that make up their lives down here for here to eternity. The place itself is a little maze-like. As much as Ixbanor, your maps were helpful, it does seem as though the area where there are a lot of the businesses and such are much more larger thoroughfares. These are smaller tunnels that link in between various places. It is much more claustrophobic, much more clamped in, and much more simple. Many of these things just very like loosely decorated, as if all the black stone areas. It's still same kind of like black stone reinforced with like kind of like almost a gold kind of metal that you found when you first entered this area, and which seems to be used for things like doors and stuff still. But down here, it just feels like a little more simple, a little bit more grungy. Maybe like there's not an extra level of polish on the walls, that kind of thing. As you kind of like can easily find your way into the twisted tunnels of this area. But it is cool. Maybe feels a little damp and dark. What light sources are everybody using?
My eyes.
Does anyone have the light cantrip?
I do. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because just in case we do get jumped down here, my gun requires 2 hands.
Yeah, I have the light cantrip.
I'd say
Can I cast it on people?
you can cast it on objects. I think. I don't know.
It's
if,
on a
like,
gun. You can have a gun light.
Ah, you can cast it on a willing creature.
Oh, okay.
So
Glow for me, my
okay,
friend.
so it's just
Glow.
a ball that floats near that creature as they move.
Yep.
I find it would have been funnier to like just like all of a sudden you start glowing. Whoa! Let there be light, aka me. Anyway,
yeah,
there
this,
be
in,
me?
in Pathfinder, it's not you touch a thing and it starts to glow. Instead, it just creates an orb.
Okay.
I mean that makes more sense, but it's not as funny as mine. I accept it though. Anyway. All right. So, with your light source.
This isn't 2nd edition where you can target the light spell on someone's eyes to blind them.
No, true.
So
You suck the water out of
AD&D
someone?
2nd edition.
So yes, while you perhaps are not in necessarily a, I was going to say something, but then I get interrupted by the light in your eyes. Anyway, we'll just go with. All right, so I will need, I guess, some checks from people. I guess a survival would be fine for trying to navigate, but if there's any other checks you wish to try to do, I am open to arguments for them for trying to navigate your way through here and find a laboratory hidden amongst the various, effectively, maintenance tunnels at this point in time.
I mean, if
I could
survival,
do
it's
survival.
Umbrin or Talas. Otherwise, I'd argue society, but...
You could do a society check for the information you had to see if you could kind of navigate it. I'm okay with that. As Umbrin begins to kind of like use his knowledge and kind of like look around here too. So if one of you wanted to roll a society also, that'd be fine. But unless we'll just take Umbrin and roll.
I can, I suppose. It's not my best.
Okay.
No idea.
All right. So Calder, you didn't really get a lot of look at Ixbanor's maps, but you got a little bit of them when Ixbanor was showing you some stuff off. So generally speaking, then you kind of like use a bit of logic here, and then Umbrin, you begin to basically kind of look around for signs. Again, you begin to kind of realize what you're looking for here is a place that's going to be a little bit off the beaten path, certainly speaking, but it will have evidence of someone entering into it. So the two of you begin to kind of navigate your way through the tunnels here. It'll be a kind of little while kind of wandering around searching, because this certainly is one of those things is you have an area to look through, not an exact location. And you begin to kind of like navigate your way through the darkness. Now, after a little while, though, after you've been searching around, kind of navigating through tunnels, kind of checking out, kind of almost like discussing, comparing notes, as like Calder, you're like looking and like kind of notice, occasionally there's like little bits of signage there, and though you can't read it, you can kind of infer things by it and stuff like that, and kind of.
I'll be using the translation book to like help us read
and
signs and stuff.
Talk can help you out too.
I still have 2 casts of translate if need be.
And Talk's here with you to kind of give you some information.
Yeah.
But after a bit
I
of
think this is
time,
just using
you'll
the
kind of
book's fine
find your
for
way
this.
kind of going down a tunnel that actually has some material in it. Strangely enough, like most of these tunnels are very indescript, kind of unmarked, and kind of seem made for traveling between various places. You've kind of seen various kind of areas within here as you're kind of searching that are marked off as things that are like working on small maintenance bays for various constructs. There was an area that seemed to have been like a smaller kind of farm plot area, like an underground kind of more greenhouse farm area that was for a specific business that seemed to have actually been assigned to that. So there's kind of things like that you can find your way down here. But a lot of times it's these kind of like small structures and places and kind of ways that these tunnels do allow for the automata that live here to travel in between various places a little easier than just the open kind of like main thoroughfares between the various businesses that were there. The maintenance constructs can easily get to places in the city through here a little better. But you'll see here piping. And this is the first time you're going to see piping in any of these tunnels. It's one of those things as you were told how like a lot of these things, because they are trees and some are still kind of alive, the natural order, the natural stuff in the trees is used to filter and help kind of maintain the balance of things like water in a lot of these buildings here. So why would there be piping of any kind down here? Metal pipes. It's kind of odd. Kind of stands out.
Yes, follow the piping.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You'll kind of be able to follow along, and this entire area seems to be a match of piping until there are two spots across from each other. Two openings that there seems to be, the piping seems to go around, but they just seem to be walls. Just nondescript walls across from each other. Kind of in the middle of this hall, on either side of the walls of this kind of like hallway, with the piping kind of going around there.
I'm gonna look around the walls, see if there's anything odd.
Okay.
I'm gonna knock on the other wall.
Okay. You kind of take a look around, and odd? Yeah. Like, it stands out, these two areas, and you'll kind of knock on the wall, and it seems like it's stone. There's no, like, obvious extra noise from just knocking on it. But, again, with these, like, kind of nature of these walls, you're not sure, like, it would sound any different.
I'm gonna.
Oh, I was just
cast
wondering if someone would
Detect
open it for
Magic.
us.
Oh, okay.
See if there's anything magical in this area.
Other than the normal magic that you pick up whenever you're everywhere here, because there's a lot of magic at play in this entire area.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna admit, probably with enough time here, you've kind of been able to tell. There's almost this like magical bubble around the city that's not like a physical bubble, but does seem to keep it like, you know, fresh air, climate controlled, kind of things like that. You know, like an emanation from the center of the city that kind of keeps it all in check here.
Yeah, I'm more looking to see if there's like any illusion magic or something like that.
There are no
in
illusions.
play.
No illusions on either of the walls.
Okay.
I was thinking if there was anything else. No. No, you don't detect anything beyond the normal. I sense like there for a minute if there would be anything here. Yeah. It's nothing necessarily stands out beyond everything that already has been standing out about this entire place. You know, it's like, well, this place already looks weird.
I'm looking for it, so I'm looking for something that creates like a smoke, but not, or like, I mean, I have the smoke bomb, but I feel like that'd be too much. Basically, I'm trying to. I could do the lesser one, which is a much smaller radius and probably creates a lot less smoke.
Okay.
You could also just take a torch and move it around the wall, see if there's any airflow.
That's what I was wanting to check out. That's actually a good idea as well. I could just use a torch.
Well, I assume.
Except I don't have a torch.
And also, you've very, very, very tiny hands. Very tiny hands. They're very tiny hands.
I'll light a torch and run around. Not run around, but
move around the wall.
go around the wall
give me a
and
little
see if
perception check.
there's. Sure.
I also don't have a torch. Oh no, I have a lantern. That's right.
I have a lantern as well. That's why I don't have
Certainly
a torch.
speaking, as you go over the
There
first
we
wall,
go.
you will be able to kind of notice there does seem to be some kind of airflow. And the same could be said on the other wall. It seems as though there is something to both walls.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna try to see if I'm gonna feel around. Is there anything loose? Is there trying to look for a mechanism of
yes.
some sort?
I'll say, because you took some time and you did pretty good on the check, you, generally speaking, had an idea of the area in each wall to kind of define it. Though you don't, like, see a passage, you generally know where each of them has a passage. Not quite filling up the entire areas there, but generally speaking, in the center of it. As you kind of go over one of the walls and kind of feeling it up, though, certainly you kind of have an idea of where to look. You'd assume you'd probably look for something maybe either on the area itself or maybe off to one of the sides of it. And eventually, though, you will be able to find something that seems to feel maybe a little bit loose on the one side of the passageway.
Back, I think I might have found something.
Yeah, you see Ixbanor pulling out his vials, and he was like, I guess we don't need acid then. Got it.
Gotcha.
I will pull on the loose bit.
Well, it pushes, it doesn't pull.
Or push. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll push on the loose bit. You didn't
You
specify.
you start pulling, and then nothing happens.
I said it's
and
slightly
then,
moved as you push on it, I said.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I missed
Because you're
that.
running your hand over it, you know?
Yeah. Okay. I'll push it in.
Okay, you kind of
Like,
push it in, and it will go
Umbrin just
in
does
for a
the
little
push
bit
when pull thing.
before it will kind of like feel like it kind of clicks into place a little bit, and then it'll feel like it kind of like moves. Effectively, you'll kind of push it in and slide it down. You'll kind of discover after kind of playing around with it a little bit. And inside will be what looks to be a kind of gem.
You're gonna detect magic on the gem.
Yes, it does seem to have some kind of magic emanating from it.
Is there a way to determine what kind would detect magic, or does it not tell you the tradition?
So after you detect magic, you then can
I know identify magic is the 10-minute activity.
Yeah, so you have to do so once you detect magic, you can then identify magic as the activity. So you have to know magic is there to identify it, but otherwise, it is the identify magic that does that.
Mm-hmm.
Occultism or religion be of any use?
Probably occultism. Probably.
I mean, or Arcana, and then I could do it.
Well, I don't have Arcana. That's why for me, I'm asking.
I'd say occultism or arcana would both work here in this case if you're trying to identify what's going on here.
Well, I'll try my occultism.
Okay. Unfortunately,
great.
it seems a little different than you're used to, so you just can't quite tell what it does as you kind of like take a look at it.
Ixbanor, do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, let me see. Wow.
That's hilarious.
You know what?
That's hilarious. I'm entertained by that greatly.
We're going to do that.
Ah.
Oh!
All right.
Wow, yeah.
So, as you're kind of trying to figure out what this does, you will actually be able to figure out what it is meant to do, but you'll also figure out something else about it. So, what it seems to do is it seems to be something that you realize from your experience with these cards, which are meant to have like a magical signature on it. It's basically meant to read something like that and tell what it is. Effectively, it's an ID check for magic ID, you know. That's the easiest way to describe it. But you look close and you realize that this thing has a little bit of damage to it. Just slightly. So the sheer fact is, you think you could use the card you have because it's also based on someone that has a signature it might recognize, aka being an experiment of this person. Basically, maybe you think if Talk used the card, it might register it. You're pretty sure. Because it's a card based on Talk, anyway.
Yep. I will relay that information. I think Talk should use this.
That's very interesting, that I would still be useful here. All right. I guess I require the card back.
Yeah, sure.
Well, given the arcane damage, the arcane signatures seem to be, using all buffers rather than individual signatures. So, yeah, I think any signature can now pass through this. Any signature that has been programmed into it can pass through it, rather than, a select number.
Interesting. And I could see how me doing it would, because normally whoever uses it still has a little bit of their own signature. But it's not that you couldn't use another's card. Traditionally, that was something that sometimes occurred. But because if something happened, you'd be at fault for lending it out. It traditionally didn't happen very often. Or it was done with supervision. I.e., perhaps a parent may lend it to a child or something like that. Most of the time, any slight variations might not matter either. As we age, our signatures changes, and perhaps as we gain experience in the arcane. But yes, my signature should be relatively the same as it's always been. Since I'm a mechanical body and I don't change or age at all. Just with that, Tox gonna kind of take the card and like hold it over. That kind of like pause of like, yeah.
I'm like, are you still talking? Like giving that kind of look.
There was that kind of look like the brief of like almost excess. Not excess.
No. I know what you're trying to say. Existential dread.
Existential dread. Existential crisis, kind of almost a little bit there for a second. My brain wanted to say exponential, and I'm like, that's not correct. No. I'm like, God damn it. Stop equating words together.
Tricks.
Stop equating words together, brain. Stop it. But yes, the door will open. And there will be a staircase that will be heading down as the kind of wall will kind of slide in a little bit and then slide up. You can actually see now that some of these pipings, as you couldn't really tell, kind of along the wall, are following this and heading down.
Shall we?
Yeah.
I'll take point since I can see in the dark.
Yeah.
I'll be right behind him.
I just typed to the popes continue, not the pipes continue in my notes.
Oh no, the Pope's continuing.
You see just like a ciao. Bueno.
Well, no, our current Pope is from Chicago.
Or I was gonna do New Yorker accidentally for a second there. I was gonna do I'm walking here, but that's not Chicago.
I thought you were about to do British, like, oi, bruv.
Look, for whatever reason, like, I defaulted to like, I'm walking here, New Yorker.
That would be great if we had a New York-based Pope. Yo, what's the matter with you?
What's the matter with you? Anyway, right. following the passage down will lead into a chamber that is lightly lit by what looks to be small glowing areas where light is providing near the floor. If there's any other light sources here, they are currently not active. This entire area is a hall lined with massive mechanical creations that seem to be of varying types of the security drones you saw before. Each of them seemingly customized in a various variety of ways, with interesting weapons and devices attached to them. Some of them, Calder, you recognize as some form of perhaps advanced or magical firearm on some of them. But as a size that, certainly speaking, someone of your size would not be able to wield.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Not with that attitude.
Not yet. Just wait till I get my hands on them.
The creations themselves seem to not respond to you. Whether they are completely inactive, dead, or just on some kind of standby, it's unknown. But they seem to flank this room up into a set of metal doors, which remain closed.
Well, looks like we avoided another fight. Let's go.
I'm gonna.
Well, hopefully they stay deactivated.
I'm gonna. Can I test if the doors are locked?
The ones at the end of this area? Sure. They seem not to be. They seem to be simple doors which seem to push open into the next room.
I'm just gonna like, give a sweep over, make sure there's no traps.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Okay. You kind of take a little look on it, and there does seem to be nothing that is obvious about them. They seem to be very simple doors, made of metal. They, unlike the metal you've seen before, which all seems to be gold tinged, the metal here seems to be just of a simple kind of grayish black metal. Nothing fancy down here.
Makes sense. I mean, it's a more utilitarian area.
Okay.
You're not trying to impress people.
Pushing
No,
open the
yeah.
doors leads into a fairly massive chamber beyond. And this place here is interesting. In many ways, it's reminiscent of laboratories you've seen in the past. But this one is a little different. Strange amalgamations of metal in various places of disrepair or construction. Kind of glass tubes with some kind of liquid in them, where there seems to be creatures that are an amalgamation of metal and flesh being constructed in them, or perhaps grown in them around these things. All of them, though, in a state of non-use, suspended. This is a place that was seemingly finding ways to meld flesh and machine. Though, unlike the last time you were in an experimental laboratory, it seems less actual people. Last time it looked a little bit more like actual people. This more seems to be like perhaps magically growing flesh or finding ways to gain some. Kind of like you can see in like one of the tubes, it seems to be like they were attempting to like meld flesh on the outside frame of some kind of like metallic skeleton. It's partially done.
Oh, hey, Drawlock, what are you doing here? No.
These kind of look like those big lizards we fought before we got up here. I guess that's where they came from.
I don't like that.
Yeah, me neither, but
It does seem to be very similar to the basically enhanced Tyrannosauruses you found.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
I don't want.
did you forget?
I don't want an enhanced Tyrannosaurus.
You got washed by those things. There's no way you forgot already.
Oh, maybe he got a concussion.
I just
that's
imagine
fair.
Ixbanor just thinking to himself, I was a little distracted.
There was I saw teeth. I kind of missed the metal.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess. Well, let's hope none of these get out of there. Little
I'm
tubes.
sure Talas very much remembers the teeth.
Yeah, he had a first-hand experience. Alright, is there anything we need to be looking around for in here? Are there any, like, any other doors in this place, or is it just the door we're in?
This
I'm gonna start looking
area
around.
here seems to be a large chamber where perhaps a lot of experiments were being done. There does seem to be two ways out of here. There seems to be a area off to your left that leads to a smaller door, and kind of straightforward down this main path that you sort of came in on, there seems to be another door at the end here, another set of double doors. While there's kind of like you can kind of walk amongst this thing, so it's not just one main like thoroughfare. There's like multiple thoroughfares of like multiple experiments of various different kinds. Again, some of these things just seem to be like working on like perhaps building some of these frames that might be used for these. Kind of maybe either dissecting or taking apart or figuring out different ways that might meld better with flesh of some of these mechanical skeletons and bodies of very things similar to many of the constructs you see in the city here, but certainly speaking a little bit more peeled open, you know. And then, so there's this kind of like, it does seem as most of what's here was trying to find ways to either enhance or meld the kind of constructs you see with fleshy bits.
You know the room that we're looking for, friend.
I don't know of this laboratory. It's much more advanced than the one I'm in. Was in. The process that created me was much more primitive than this, that I can believe. I'm aware that there is a piece of my original being suspended in a capsule deep within me. The place of binding of my soul with the machine body. Perhaps using more flesh may have made things such as more memories intact. As I said, my time alive is not perfect. I remember many important things, but there are also many things that I've forgotten. Small details, things like that, that even after my ascension were lost.
I
Well,
figured I'd ask.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll keep walking around and looking.
yeah, just kind of look for something. I think I'm gonna primarily be looking for like a key card, a key card that we could use
Okay.
for something,
Um,
or the ID card or whatever it's called.
there doesn't seem to be a lot else in this chamber other than a lot of these basically experiments in process. It seems like you perhaps have to use one of the two doors out to another chamber to find more outside.
Well, I'm just saying I'm keeping a lookout for
Okay.
that. Like that's what
so
my
like you're kind of
primary
for
objective
a key
is.
card. Sure.
Yeah.
You can do that. But just taking a look around here, you really don't find anything else that stands out on a quick glance.
I guess we need to move to another room.
As there was a single kind of door off to the left of when you entered, or another set of double doors straight forward from when you entered, basically.
Let's check the single door first. I'll perceive at it.
Okay.
Alright.
It's quiet, as it is.
Too quiet.
And there doesn't seem to be anything particular danger on the door. The door itself seems like it is not sealed. Probably assumed that no one was going to get in here anyway, like, unless you had the initial pass, so
Right.
not locking
Yeah.
doors.
I'll walk up then.
Okay. The chamber you will enter in seems a little different, but also unusual. There are these large metal kind of vats that line this room. It seems as though a lot of that tubing and stuff seems to be kind of pumped in here, and you can hear movement of like that sounds like water kind of splashing within them. kind of as you kind of move. A kind of noise of something kind of active, perhaps of machinery moving with these kind of of something or other. Each of them seems to have like what looks to be a kind of little area that can slide out of the way, like almost like a little porthole that you can slide open to look inside.
Was it in here by chance?
I'm gonna
I think
Wide
you'll
open
tell
one of
us
the
when you find
portholes.
something.
Yeah, fair enough.
I was
I
never
guess.
to this location. This is a different
I
one
guess
that I
that
was
makes-
processed on.
No,
And much of this is unfamiliar.
he may have upgraded his lab or had expanded or moved it since he was created.
Yes. I know that the location I was sent to for my original experiment was changed, but beyond that, I don't know a lot.
I'm gonna slide open one of the peak holes.
Right.
See what's in it.
So, what you determine is that these vats seem to be made to... I guess the easiest way to say it is, these are vats made to grow flesh.
Okay.
Basically, all like the skin and biological material that's being grown is being grown here in these kind of things,
Right.
and some of them take general creature shape, but not quite. It seems as though like some of them are like almost growing into like, I wouldn't call it like quite developing fetus shape, but like kind of that like kind of like it's becoming like a little bit of some kind of shape, but also like not quite developed. Others are just more like, you know, just amalgams of flesh. Some of them might take on the form of like, that looks just to be like an arm attached to some kind of flesh pile. It is weird and kind of disturbing.
The thing is, we need to grow him a body, don't we?
You might need these.
So we,
Yeah.
it's
It's good to know about them.
it's good to know about. We may need to come back to this to create the body for you.
What if we
Oh,
put Ixbanor inside one of these?
We're not gonna do that. I smashed them.
You,
I
you want
smashed
to make
them
a clone of yourself?
Well, no.
I destroyed this place. I destroyed the machine. Horrible thought.
I'm just joking. There's a reason that wasn't in character.
We'll make a whole race of Ixbanors.
I'd cry.
You
Yeah,
make
well,
super like, because they're not cyborgs. I forget the word for it. Like bioandroids would they more like be like where they're like, you know, robotic creatures with the more like biologicals attached to them.
Synthoid.
Synthoids, yeah.
Oh, well,
you-
Android also is,
I guess
or
so, yeah.
cyborg.
I guess because usually
Well,
I thought,
cyborgs normally like part metal, part flesh.
but usually it's a person
But
becomes a cyborg.
Yeah,
not a-
cyborg
Yeah.
is you
Yeah.
start human, but you gain mechanical
Yeah, whereas-
augmentations.
Android tends to be a machine built to be
Mimic
human
human.
or mimic human.
Mimic, but
Mimic
there's
human.
also synth, which is more. Normally, that has more organic to it.
Yeah.
You're very. They're basically trying to make like Terminator bodies to put people in. There you go. There you go. Anyway,
I would say it's more synthetic than robotic.
but okay. This seems a major use of this chamber. Probably works very well with the chamber of like combining things together. You know, so matches with it very well. I'll assume you're going to head back to the other double doors then.
Yes.
The chamber beyond will kind of like the doors will push open like you did with the first set of doors. The simple nondescript metal. This chamber is interesting because it is large and vaulted, and you seem to have a kind of pathway that heads above nothingness to a degree. You kind of can see over the sides. As you can kind of see, there is all kinds of like looks like experimental like pods all over the walls here in various states where you can kind of see inside them. It looks as though perhaps this might be unlike the assembly collections of attempted experiments, some that are more successful than others. You know, the previous chamber, the first one you entered into, was where they were working on things. Here is where they're collecting to probably study ones that are more successful or not. But as you kind of move into the room, a kind of strange voice will bark out in a kind of screeching language that is again the same one that you speak with Talk. But again, it's the language of the people here.
Well, Talk's going to need to translate this time because I don't have higher level casting to speak. I can only have 2 castings to read.
Does the reader
Ixbanor
also
pulls
allow
out
you
a
to
book.
understand?
Double check. I think it base level, it's just doesn't let you understand codes, languages, crotch. Tarkin can understand the meaning of a single language it's hearing or reading when you cast a spell.
So you can understand.
Oh,
it
so
spoken.
yeah.
Yeah. you can
Okay,
understand.
I'll cast translate on myself.
Ixbanor
I have
pull
it
out
for
his
an hour.
language book to see if he can't at least try to
Mhm.
keep up.
And I'll also say it whatever's being said out loud to you guys.
Well, that's not fun, for sure. That's better.
Visitors, have those fools of the city finally thought to come back and assist with my experiments once more? Well,
Who?
speak up.
We come seeking aid for our friend here.
Talk will translate. What sort of aid?
Oh yeah.
Why would you need
Talk?
me?
I think you can speak for yourself on this.
Yes. Talk will basically give a conversation informing them who they are, and then the voice will be like, an experiment of my own, one that still functions to this day. Fascinating. Come forward. Perhaps I can assist you. Yes.
I hope this guy hasn't gone loony.
This guy's making me uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hey, if he did turn out insane, we can just beat him up.
So, as you kind of will walk forward, lights will pop on. As the being will say, lights. As before you will be a fairly weird and horrific looking monstrosity. On some kind of strange system of tracks that'll move it around. It's kind of got this hunched over upper body form that's kind of completely metallic with these 4 kind of arms that seem to be made of they seem to have actual bones in the center of them, but then are reconstructed by metal with this kind of strange face full of similar kind of almost gem-like lenses, and then what looks to be some kind of brain on top in some kind of glass case.
Odd.
Pleasant.
You're giving me the hell was that Ninja Turtles character?
I don't remember a Ninja Turtles character.
The brain in the stomach.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I
Kang?
don't remember his name.
Kang, yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Yep.
very different than this.
Okay.
So that's interesting app, but I was thinking more where you see though on a kind of more humanoid upper half, because it's kind of connected to some kind of system of tracks and stuff. I would describe it more as if you'd seen Fallout, the dogs with brains on their head, or the robots with brains.
Yeah.
Except
Yeah,
this is kind of
I
a
gotcha.
mechanical, a semi, sort of halfway, got a little bit of biological stuff, but mostly physical exoskeleton with the kind of brain on top of it.
Yeah.
Greetings, welcome to my lab. It's been such some time since I've had visitors. Perhaps all of you would like some upgrades. The fools before thought of my work as a little too extreme. Certainly speaking, processes like our small friend there are ones that have uses. But the body fails itself, and there are ways to evolve us beyond to something greater. Our clockwork, our construct magic, far beyond that of any other known mortals, and yet they would shun me! Shun me! Shun me! Ah, wait, sorry. We were speaking. You wish to upgrade your friend, yes? What do you need?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just this guy.
Like, you, again, you're getting a translation. Like, Umbrin's getting the full thing, but, like, the rest, like, talk is kind of, like, speaking back, like, what he's saying, but you're getting the emotion in the voice, certainly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He does seem very emotional in his voice. Even though, like, you know, he has no real face to speak of, you know? You can see the eyes in kind of an area where a mouth would be, but there's, like, no, like, lower jaw. So it's kind of like think about, like, you know, a robot face with half of it removed, not fully built, kind of thing too. That's what he also gets the feeling of. He's very, like, exoskeletal. Like, there was, like, levels of building him that were never quite complete.
Right.
He also has, like, 6 arms, but yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
more arms, you can do more work.
That's true.
He's a mad scientist. What can you say?
Yeah. Eccentric scientist.
No, he's mad.
Well-
Why is it always a mad scientist? Why isn't it ever a glad scientist?
Well, I guess, you know, him being, like, virtually alone here for thousands upon thousands of years, you know, working on his experiments may have driven him mad just a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd mess up anyone, I think.
Those fools ready to embrace me. How? It has been too long. I thought I'd forgotten completely, but it seems some of my work still remains. Enough for the fools of today to perhaps recognize my greatness. Are they ready
Your work
to
is
embrace
very impressive.
my work? Ah!
I mean,
Thank
I guarantee you, there's some people in Avanswell who would totally agree to get a procedure done.
Sorry. I see that you require some kind of translators. Perhaps travelers from outside the city, from one of the lesser species. But I understand, even lesser species deserve to be uplifted. It is the true ways of our goddess that comes upon us, our creators, that even all should see the glory of her gifts, so to say. Give me a moment. As he's gonna kind of, like, move over on this weird, like, kind of like almost rail system he's kind of connected to, kind of like dragging himself along it to over to something where he's gonna, like, kind of pick out little parts, and he's gonna find, like, a little component and, like, kind of stick it on the bottom where his jaw would be, kind of clicking it into place, and be like, testing. And eventually, though, all of you will be able to hear he starts to speak in the common tongue you speak. That's much better. A little bit of translation. Can you all understand me now? Now that your translator is unneeded?
Unfortunately.
Yes, thank you.
Excellent. Yes. I can do much work to assist you. Much work to assist you. What kind of need do you have now?
Well,
Beyond your assistant these folks need. Myself. I'd hoped to attempt what you were doing in the room outside. Perhaps a shell of my own organics over top a more metallic body that was something more akin to life. Allow me to have a more physical form. As far as I remember from hearing your work, I did keep up with it to as much as I could. I figured they still had a shelf life. I was not hoping to maintain my immortality. What a foolish thing to say! What a strange thing to say! Don't you want to continue this existence? But surely, if you want to down upgrade yourself. That is easy enough. Not an impossibility. And yes, many of the older models do break down a little bit. As the organics fail, so do the servos that are connected with them. It seems to be an unfortunate result of the coupling between flesh and machine. So, I could easily... But what? You need something a little bit more primitive. I could be a little bit more advanced. Surely we could replace a few of the necessary organs for your fleshy bits with a few more things that are kind of melding machine. Something more akin to what I am now. Now, granted, I was not requiring a nice skin. Skin. But if you require one, we can apply something. We can clone one from your core.
Odd question. Do you have a library card, and what level access is it?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Why would you require one of those?
Research.
The knowledge.
Research in the library. I'm sure they have some things there. But no. Those fools would never allow anything of any worth kept in there. They always keep it in their godforsaken tower. Now, granted, I understand the will and touch of our goddesses upon us all, giving us the strength. She gave me the insight I needed to create my body as it is now. Her gifts are ever willing and wonderful. Oh, they probably wouldn't allow me in there. Not now.
Damn.
I might still be on record, but I doubt they would have left me in after they banished me. Too extreme. Too much. Went too far. Too far. But far enough.
How long have you been down here?
I don't know. How long has it been?
I mean,
what's the last thing you remember?
Least?
Well, yesterday I worked on some more experiments, though the growths and stuff have been going wrong. That would have been I completed after 7 weeks' time experiment 4273BA. That one over there. As I said, like, this is like a big open chamber, kind of vaulted chamber that's like massive, where it like kind of spreads out to the walls, where I said they were covered in experimental things. There's like maybe 1,000 of these pods around the outside of this wall that you can see.
What's the last thing you remember before being
What's
down
the last?
here?
Yeah. What's the last? What's the last?
Who's the last person
current
you
event
talked
you? Yeah. What's the last current event you remember?
I remember some members of the council from up above coming down to me and not necessarily condemning my work, but strongly discouraging me from continuing it. If not, they would put me out. They were warning me that if soon they might have to warn the local government. I was worried. I closed things off a little bit. Thought they might have to come in here. I did set it that anyone that wasn't, well, under my normal approval would be possessed by some security. What does seem as my old unit was allowed in here. That's good. Security probably still is active. I would have heard shooting and smashing and bleeding otherwise.
Yeah.
We did see some security.
Yes. Excellent.
Yeah.
I hope they're still functioning.
not-
I'll have to check on them. I haven't been out that way in some time.
So
Years? Centuries?
I mean, if the council was still
Millennia.
alive the last time you remember, then yeah, like probably 9,000-10,000 years, something like that.
Something like that.
My,
You've been down here a while.
it's been quite a while. I have perfected much
You've
of my
held up
craft in the
quite
time
well.
period there. I've been enhancing myself over the millennia now. Nigh immortal, suspended forever. My mind and brain kept separate, and the rest of my body was shed long ago. Who needs fleshy organic bits except for what's needed? And I have plenty of time to clone new organic parts if I need them. Sometimes you need a little bit of essence of that. I do have for special occasions, and he's going to kind of like move himself over to it and like open up something and pull out something, and he'll kind of reveal, and it looks to be like kind of a mouthpiece with like a fleshy tongue and like some kind of preservative things. I have something just in case I feel like eating something again. Though I don't need to ingest anything. You know, it's a very enjoyable thing occasionally. Though I haven't had a need for quite some time. I'll put his, like, you know, tongue component back in the thing.
It's, neat, I think. I don't really know what to call it. This guy's fucking weird.
So what do we need to do? How can we assist?
Well, how safe is the procedure?
How safe? Well,
For talk.
depends on the procedure we're looking at. If we are looking at your more primitive procedure, which I did perfect some time ago, certainly speaking, one of the more faulty bodies would be easy to create. We would just have to gain the access to the organic material deep within the unit here's core. Accessing it would be relatively safe and perhaps harmless. Someone with my knowledge would be able to do it very easily without disrupting the core. We don't necessarily want to remove it, but if we're going to be using the cloning process through the arcane, we will need at least to understand what's going on there and register the signal of it, basically to create an organic shell around the body. At that point in time, I would just need to assemble the proper exoskeleton. We'd need something Mark 10? Mark 10 would be acceptable, especially since you... Really, could I convince you not for like a Mark 50? Mark 50 would be much better. Granted, Mark 50 does have some times of breaking down, but I would guarantee at least a shelf life of approximately, 5 millennia. And if you're having problems, you could always come for another upgrade after that. Granted, I understand you wouldn't want to go for the Mark 70, something more akin to what my form is now, nigh immortal at this point in time, with just some maintenance here and there. I understand you want something a little bit more, but no, the Mark 50, 5,000 years is all you need. Just that kind of time. The Mark 10 would be acceptable, but you'd have what? Maybe a century or two. Too little time. Yes, I understand. This will be a full organic shell. You'll have all your senses back. You'll have most of your body back. Granted, we can't recreate your brain like with me. There might be some issues, but I can recalibrate portions of your head into something akin to a version of a brain. Should work just the same.
Look, I think technology's regressed a lot since your day, old timer. A lot of what you're gonna say is gonna go over our heads, I think. If I'm just being completely upfront with you.
Are you at least aware of magics that... Layman's terms. Right. Are you aware of magics that allow one to create another version of yourself, to save yourself from death? A simulacrum, or perhaps a clone, if you will.
No.
Like a lich?
Like, they might, but I don't.
No. No, not like a lich.
Do you want us
like
to
an
roll?
actual clone?
I guess you can roll Arcana.
I mean, I don't have Arcana, so I get +2. I can
The
try
simulacrum
it,
is
but...
an arcane spell, right?
There is a ritual called Clone, though. It's a level 9 ritual, may I note. So, the concept does technically exist, and I'll say with a 34, that's pretty good there. You might be aware, Ixbanor, that there was a very incredibly powerful ritual that would allow you to basically create a clone body, kind of thing like that. So it's not outside the insanity, but it's kind of one of those things is, he makes it sound like ease, and that's like an incredibly powerful ritual as far as you know.
I mean, I'm aware of the ability to create a clone, but man, is it a very, very powerful magic. At least as far as I understand it.
Oh, but you combine alchemy and a little bit of oomph from something divine to create something a little bit easier. It is much, much easier than you would think. Yes, the old rituals are perhaps a little outdated for what you have. I understand. You said you regressed. Wait, what happens outside?
Oh
Well,
boy.
You just rediscovered them? Have we ignored the people of your surface for so long? And finally, we've come back to you after these thousands of years to find you back into the embrace of all. Oh, you left with the other divinities. Ugh. I
Well,
apologize.
How much do we want to tell this guy?
Well,
Don't know.
the surface has gone through a lot of changes. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we were able to find you again. Allowed you to wander off on your own. What's security thinking nowadays? But I guess you
About
had
that,
an accompaniment.
I don't really think there's much of we. You're like the only, well, the second guy we found here.
I believe what they're saying is we are the only ones that remain. What?
Yeah.
Our people chose to leave when our goddess abandoned this realm. The majority of them did. I do believe a few stayed behind and, well, ended up combining with the locals after generations, looking to Calder, you know.
I'll just like wave.
But other than that, yes, there is no true blood of ours left. Perhaps you with your organics are most of what lives of our people left. Abandoned me? They abandoned me! When did they abandon me? Ah, those bastards. I should find them. I should grant my vengeance. I could unleash a deadly army of mechanic. No. I friended myself. No deadly armies of automatas taking over everything. I don't need the world. I only need my laboratory. Don't need the world. Only need my laboratory. Yes. Remember. Blessings would not be upon us if I tried to destroy everything. That's the way of the others, of those people of the ground, of those people that play around in the dirt. Violent types. Let them conquer everything. We are above that. We are greater than that. Yes, calm. Greater, above that. Better beings than the rest of them. I'm no longer angry about it.
Congrats.
But should I see them again, I will give them a very stern talking to, and perhaps a few small deadly automata to get some revenge. A few small ones. Cause a little bit of destruction. Just a tiny bit.
It's not worth it.
Tiny bit.
I don't.
If they are not able to understand your genius, just pity them.
True.
They fled. They feared everything. They feared loss. They fled. Granted, our divine savior gave them the option of fleeing. I'm sure of it. Pity them in their fear. But if they had only followed my path, they wouldn't have to worry about that. We would have ascended something greater. We could have just fought back. We could have protected the name of our goddess. The fools. The fools.
I mean, there's always going to be people who just don't get it, you know? No matter how much you try to show them.
Perhaps I can give you something, though. Perhaps I can. Would all of you like some upgrades? Enhancements? I can give plenty of it to you.
Well,
What kind?
You too can become functionally immortal. We can create a little bit of shell, clone a body of your own. We can put your brain in there, like me.
Rather attached to my body.
I already have the lifespan of an elf.
You would compare them to those tree rats?
I think you're thinking of squirrels.
Squirrel.
Another lemurs.
Squirrel. I don't know what a squirrel is. Are you a squirrel?
no.
No, I'm a
Yeah.
ferret.
Interesting.
it.
Is
Ground
your
squirrel.
entire species been granted sentience? Or is it just so happen that you are unique for your kind?
Technically, I'm unique.
Ah, fascinating. Would you want to make your entire species intelligent? Perhaps I could study you
No.
and find a way to reinvigorate that entire
Don't do that, please. Don't.
ascension of an entire mammalian species to intelligence, sapience, if you
No.
will.
No,
have-
this guy's enough.
I have been missing the company of my kind.
I don't know. I feel like there's some ethical.
Do you really
problems
want to
with-
awaken them in this world?
Yeah.
Good point. It's
Yeah,
actually
there
going
might
to
be-
shit.
You know, like I already don't want to pay taxes.
Give it
you
a few.
imagine?
Give it a few thousand years.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'll put it on the list. As he'll go over and pull out something and put something on a list. Awaken. What did you say you were?
Ferret.
In let's say 4,000 years. That sounds like a good amount of time. Fascinating. Can I grant a magical signature of you? I can use this. I'm gonna get something for this, just so I could study your signature and figure out how you perhaps gained your intelligence.
Sure.
All right then. He's gonna pull out a gem and kind of use it to kind of look over you, and then kind of put it in a drawer somewhere.
There's something.
Abandon this world and it'll become the world of the intelligent
like Planet of the Apes.
planet of the ferrets.
Those bastards. They blew it all up.
Those damn dirty ferrets.
No, it's just it's like you come back in 5,000 years, and it's Bloomborough from Magic. It's all animal people.
It's like, yeah, you know what? I haven't checked up on this place in a while. Oh my.
Well, that's happened.
But about that, about the body. How long do you think that would take?
For your friend here, my early experiment, it wouldn't take too long. I've already probably got some of their information in it. The rest of you, if you wanted to join them, it might be a little longer. I'd have to figure out ways. You're different creatures than I'm used to working with, even if you're a little similar, and so I would have to master how to properly clone you. It's for being as you would say, a little less powerful of a magic. It's a little more exact in the science side of things. It requires a little bit more finesse. Yes, the powerful and ancient rituals, maybe just do it at a snap of some fingers with massive amounts of powerful magic and ancient spellcasters going oogity boogity 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 boo. But no. It's the scientist.
Unfortunate. We only have about a week here at most, so we probably or have to get going.
I could perhaps complete a proper body. 3 days for your Mark 10, or convince you 4 days for the Mark 50?
That's
Sure.
entirely up to him.
Talk will kind of turn towards you. Look, I wanted to end myself because I wanted to have a final end in service, but perhaps if there is more service to your people, over a few thousand years wouldn't be a problem. I will leave it up to you what you think I should do. I do not know. I've been in a position of already living as long as I have, and I'm still asking for yet still another life. I don't know if it would be proper for a long one or a short one.
Maybe, I mean, hey, this guy's good at what he does. Maybe we'll go with the shorter one for now, and then if you change your mind, maybe an upgrade is in your
Well,
future.
Just to
Is
say
there-
here, if you're
is there
talking
any
about this,
risk between the two?
yes and no. Similar risk for installing each way. It shouldn't be with my expertise's problems. Certainly speaking, the older Mark 10 is a little bit more unstable, might be a little bit more of a higher risk, just a tiny bit one more. Perhaps the difference between 95% success rate and a 93% success rate. Something like akin to that. The percentage is technically negligible. But the problem would be, I don't think I could have a major upgrade like this again. The unfortunate thing is, there could be only so many times I could enhance the non-organic brain. If you still had an organic brain, well, it'd be different. A body upgrade is relatively simple then, in comparison. Not without risks, but similar risks that you would not be facing now. But, yes, otherwise, it can cause some degradation.
Oh.
I would say then, even though it's only a slight difference, I would go with the safer of the two.
Yeah.
I mean,
might
it's
as well.
ultimately
I mean,
up to it's
if
ultimately
you-
up to you. Talk.
Yeah, you got free will.
Well, he was saying he wants us to make the decision, basically.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we can advise it, but Ixbanor's like, yeah, we'll advise and give you an idea, but like, it's still ultimately up to you.
I mean, I think if you really think you're up for it, maybe go with what did he call it? The Mark 50.
A longer
I
time.
agree. I mean, if you decide you want to end sooner, you could. I mean, that is always an option.
I
for
would
any
rather
person.
not in that case, but I understand what you're saying.
No matter what, you'll have the choice.
With an age as long as I am, it might not be dishonorable to decide to allow my soul to leave this shell earlier than it would allow, but it would be what's needed. And perhaps with purpose and with a new age at hand, maybe perhaps in helping whatever your people become might be a better purpose than what I've been doing sitting here in a city for millennia.
Maybe.
All right, I will take the 50. Excellent. Well then, need to come back in 4 days. I will prepare everything. But first, just come over here. He's going to actually like kind of pull a couple of levers, and like a kind of table will come out that Talk will get strapped to, as he effectively will kind of like dissect open Talk's chest, and this kind of strange container that seems to have this kind of glass tube will kind of like rise out of it, that will have kind of like what looks to be like a chunk of flesh in it or something like there, which you assume is probably that like chunk of Talk's original being that's being kept there as a mark of your soul kind of thing, and like that. And he'll take one of those gems like he used on Ixbanor to kind of like take some scans of it to take some like magical signature, and then like kind of pull out like a little bit of syringe and like kind of put it in there and pull out what looks appear to be like a kind of like yellowish liquid from there, and kind of like look at it and kind of click on the syringe and stuff. I'm like, yes, these will be fine here. And I'll kind of put Talk back together and be like, yes, come back in a number of days and I shall be able to master that. The body will be ready in time. Yes! It'll be my finest work in quite some time. It's been a while since I've been able to transfer a mind.
Well, I'm trusting you. Sounds good.
We appreciate it.
All right, let's get the hell out of here.
I'm gonna do something here before we end. I want one of you who wants to roll it. Roll me a d20.
I can do it.
Go
I
ahead.
seem to have the least terrible luck out of all of us.
True.
Cool. Okay. Congratulations. You didn't roll a 1. Anyway,
Okay.
I did say it was a 95% chance of success.
Yeah.
He dies.
Well, if either of them rolled, it would have been a 1.
That's very true.
No.
I don't know, man.
Okay, if it was if Calder rolled, it would have been 1. If
Yeah.
if Umbrin rolled, it would have been like a 50-50 of being a 1.
19 would have been good too.
That would have been tough.
But yeah, there we go. We can have you basically figure out what you kind of want to do for the next like 4 days, as we kind of end it here. So you've got some time, a little bit of a downtime. We'll kind of, generally speaking, try to make whatever you do smooth over, because I assume you're not going to do anything major while you do this. Because as
I might
Talk
want
said,
to try to visit one of the churches.
we can do that. We can have you do that. Churches, any kind of library time. Basically, think in between here, in between sessions, what you kind of want to do, and we'll kind of go through it. I'm going to have some things happen, but we'll kind of speed through most of the time. You know, it's like it'll be a small scene at one of the churches and kind of stuff like that. But then Talk can get their body, and as Talk said, back in their heyday, they theoretically would have had permission at the upper city,
That's true.
in the upper the part of the tower. It'd still work.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, we'll leave that there. That was kind of a fun little thing there. You found the mad scientist, who's still kind of alive.
And very mad.
You know, he did spend like millennia down in a laboratory on his own, just continually experimenting. You know, growing like flesh things and trying to build like the perfect bodies. As he said, he's at very least perfected the Mark 70. So,
And
look how long he's been at it.
you know, we don't know what kind of changes happen when you go from human to machine.
That's true.
You might lose part of yourself.
I mean, I'd be lying if Ixbanor wasn't interested, but he also doesn't want to risk it.
I mean, he did kind of lose a lot of himself. He's a brain.
Yeah.
Well, what I mean by losing yourself, not
Going a little
physically,
crazy.
I
Yeah,
mean,
going a little.
yeah,
Going
losing
well again.
part of who you are.
You saw Talk basically say like, "Yeah, I lost some things of me when I kind of was put in his body."
Yeah. That's what. But he's also, has been experimenting with this for a long time, so it might not be as bad.
And it seemed
But,
like
yeah.
he moved away from, not that he probably doesn't use it occasionally, but he moved away from like direct like soul transfer and more like, I'm just gonna put a brain in a body kind of thing a lot more, or make like, bodies like that. So it's probably he can still do the same kind of thing he did with Talk, but probably that's probably a little bit more dangerous, So just like, putting a brain in a body is a little easier.
Yeah.
Making a cyborg turns out to be easier than transferring something's soul into a synthoid.
Weird champ.
It's just, turns out.
Who'd have thunk it?
Anyway. So
Wait,
yeah.
what version did we go for? The Mark 10?
Mark
or
50.
Mark 50. Okay.
Yeah. So theoretically, Talk would live around another 5,000 years. Still an end in sight in comparison to the nigh immortality they've had since then, for now. But, all right, we'll turn it over to Wyrm, because I know you usually have a shout out, unless anybody else does. I don't think you normally do. So,
Hi, I'm Diamond Wyrm. You can find me on twitch.tv/DiamondWyrm or at DiamondWyrm on Twitter and Blue Sky and DiamondWyrm9234 on YouTube. I'm considering doing an extra stream since I have the next 2 days off due to me taking vacation time because, well, it's getting to the end of the year and I needed to use it anyway, so.
Makes sense.
Well, actually, to be fair, I originally planned the vacation time because I was thinking of going to PAX, but then I realized I don't have money, so.
Yeah, that
Money.
could be painful for doing that.
And unlike you, I can't just, take a train. I have to fly and then rent a hotel.
Yeah, look, I'm not gonna lie. Taking a train in is nice, but it's one of the reasons that the last couple of years I've only been doing one day because of like, as much as like it's nice to go in, I've basically come to that point in time of like, it still sucks and really is physically, things taking 2 hours in every day and 2 hours back.
Well, if you do decide to do PAX one of the years, I do have a spare bedroom in my house.
Huh. Neat. Good to know.
Especially since my stepson doesn't live here anymore. His room would be up for grabs.
I mean, that'll save $2,000.
Jesus.
I just live
For
a little bit further
hotels-
from the city.
Yeah.
For a weekend, for a hotel for a weekend near a convention on a convention weekend, $2,000 sounds about right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Not wrong.
Yeah. Honestly, that does sound about right. Sadly, maybe 150 or 1,500.
I mean, still though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unless you go far, like away from the event and then take public transport in.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Yep. Myself, hi, Dracovin. I will be streaming tomorrow to finish up the tabletop recordings, do a couple little small things, and then yeah, I will, as far as I know, be back for Friday with friends. If everything goes according to schedule, I will be. Again, I'll probably be informing, Wyrm and Blaze if something changes, like, hey, maybe I'll run into someone that, I kind of vaguely know from online and be like, oh, hey, we hit it off and we go hang out somewhere for a little bit. I don't know. I doubt it. I'm not going to be, like, introducing myself to most people.
I mean, anything's possible.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, until I'm on my way back, I'm not guaranteeing anything. But, I'm not planning on staying exuberantly long. I'm planning on doing my basics that I want to do and then heading home. I have a list of things. So, it'll be good.
Not walk yourself to death like the years that we did it.
Look, my kind of current plan is I'm going to attempt to stream it there. I'm going to experiment with it, but I'm not going to guarantee it. And if it doesn't seem like it's going to work very well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to actually, like, record and take a bunch of pictures. And then I was thinking on, like, Tuesday, before I would do any kind of gaming, I'll, like, upload it to my computer and I'll, like, basically slideshow and go over what I've seen on stream. And then, like, I can upload that to YouTube and be like, hey, this is my, like, PAX Unplugged experience that I didn't want to edit a full video, so I'm just showing a video on stream. It'll half be edited. It's half edited.
You're half edited.
True. I am sometimes. But yeah, anyway. Alright, everybody. Hope you join us next week for some more adventures, and it'll be fun. Anyway, until then, I'm gonna say farewell and goodbye.